Have you ever done a small favor for someone, something so simple you didn't even think twice about it, only to realize later that it changed your entire direction in life? Well, that's exactly what happened to Maria, and her story proves that sometimes the biggest opportunities hide inside the smallest moments. And honestly, if you're listening right now, stick with this one. It might spark an idea you didn't know you needed. So let's go back to where it all started. Maria was the kind of person who always helped everyone else first. She worked long hours at a supermarket, came home tired, and repeated the same routine over and over. No dreams, no plans, just survival mode. One day, her neighbor asked if she could help watch her dog for a few hours. Maria said yes, no hesitation. It was just a dog, just a favor, nothing important. But when the neighbor returned, she handed Maria a $20 bill. Maria refused at first, saying it wasn't necessary, but the neighbor insisted. That night, Maria sat on her bed, holding that $20, and she laughed to herself thinking, I just got paid for playing with a dog? It was silly, but also interesting. She had never been paid for something that didn't feel like work. Now here's the moment where everything shifted. The next week, the same neighbor asked again, and then another neighbor, and suddenly Maria realized people trusted her. They trusted her with their pets. And something else clicked in her mind. If I can get paid for something that feels this easy, maybe I'm missing something. She didn't know what yet, but she felt something new she hadn't felt in years. Possibility. She printed a small flyer, nothing fancy, just her phone number and pet sitting available. She taped it at the community notice board. And for the first time in a long time, she felt like she was trying something for herself. And hey, quick pause. If you're listening to this and you've ever had a tiny idea you kept ignoring, just write it down, think about it, try it once. You never know what it might become. Back to the story. The calls started small, one dog here, one cat there. Then weekends became busy. Birthdays, holidays, and short trips became opportunities. She walked dogs before work, fed cats after work, and every time she got paid, she placed a little of that money into a jar she labeled, Better Future. Not savings, not rent, not bills. Just better future. Something she could build. Months went by, and something surprising happened. She earned more from pet sitting part-time than she did from her supermarket shifts. It wasn't fast. It wasn't loud. It was slow, steady, and real. She used the extra income to take a grooming course, then she bought supplies, and suddenly she wasn't just watching pets, she was grooming them, training them, caring for them professionally. 2 years later, she walked into her job and submitted her resignation. The girl who once earned barely enough to get by was now making more than triple her old salary, all because of a $20 thank you bill that opened her eyes to a skill she didn't know she had. Today, Maria runs a small but successful pet care service, fully booked months in advance. And when people ask her how she started, she always smiles and says, by accident. But the truth is, it wasn't the accident that changed her life. It was the moment she recognized that the things we do naturally, the things that feel easy to us, can be the things that other people will gladly pay for. And here's the thing. You might have something like that too. Something hidden inside your everyday life. Something small, something you shrug off because it feels too simple. But simple doesn't mean worthless. Sometimes simple is the treasure. So if this story hit you even a little, do one thing for yourself today. Look at your life and ask yourself, what do people come to me for without me realizing it? Because the answer to that question might be the beginning of your next chapter. And before I finish, here's your final push. If you enjoy stories like this and want more real-life money lessons that can spark your own breakthrough, make sure you subscribe and follow along. Your next big idea might be waiting in the next story.